Hey guys, we've got Digital Learning Day, week 5, day 5. Number 1 says a line passes through ordered pairs 9, 3 and 19, negative 17. What is the equation for this line? In order to find an equation for a line, which is in the form of y equals mx plus b, where we identify m and b, you have to stack and subtract in order to find slopes. So we're stacking and subtracting in order to find the change in y and the change in x, because we know that slope is the change in y over the change in x. So 3 minus negative 17, if we were to put that in the calculator, we would see that that would be the same thing as 3 plus 17, which is 20. So my change in y is 20. And then 9 minus 19. 9 minus 19 is going to be negative 10. Of course, you would use your calculator to figure that out. 20 divided by negative 10 is going to be negative 2. So my slope is negative 2. So let's just write that here first. Then you're going to take your slope and any of your 2 points. You can use 0.93 or you can use 0.19, negative 17. 9, 3 are smaller numbers. Both of them are positive, so that's why I'm going to choose that one. And we're going to plug 3 in for y into our slope-intercept form equation. So 3 equals, m is my slope, which is negative 2, times x, which is 9, plus b, in order to solve for b, which is our y-intercept. So here I have 3 equals negative 2 times 9 is negative 18, plus b. I'm going to add 18 to both sides, creating a 0 pair here. So I'm left with b on this side equals 18 plus 3, which is 21. So my y-intercept is 21. So the equation for a line that passes through these 2 points is going to be y equals negative 2x plus 21. So I've used, by figuring out all of this information, I figured out that my slope is negative 2 and my y-intercept is 21, and I'm going to plug those numbers back into my equation for a line. Y equals negative 2x plus 21. Number 2 says a cubed times a to the 4th power divided by a squared times a to the 6th power. Write your answer in exponential form. That means our answer is going to have exponents in it. So here, when we're doing, we have like bases on all of these, so we can use our rules. When we are multiplying, then we're just going to add, because this is going to be the same thing as a times a times a times a times a times a times a, which would be a being multiplied together 7 times. So this is going to be a to the 3 plus 4 power, because when we multiply, our rule is when we're multiplying like bases with exponents, we keep the base, add the exponent. So we're going to do the same thing down here. Keep the base, add the exponent. This will be a to the 2 plus 6, which gives us a to the 7th divided by a to the 8th. Then we can simplify this further, because when we're dividing with like bases, we keep the base and subtract the exponent. So this would be a to the 7 minus 8, which becomes a to the negative 1 power. Then this can be simplified even further, because we don't want to have a negative exponent. When you have a negative exponent, you keep your base and put it under 1. A to the 1st power, we don't have to actually write that 1 right there. So this would be our final answer, and you don't actually need an exponent of 1. Number 3 says graph y equals 3x minus 4. They should have given you a chart there, but they didn't. Hold on, let me try my pencil. Because I'm a math teacher, I happen to have some graph paper available. So I'm going to show you how to graph this. If you don't have graph paper available, you could just, you could draw your own, or you can just label the slope and the y-intercept. But here, my starting point is my y-intercept. So I see when I have y equals 3x minus 4, I know that negative 4 is my y-intercept. So that is where this is going to intersect the y-axis at negative 4. So here is 0, 0. I'm going to go down negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. That's going to be my y-intercept. That's one of my points. And then my slope is 3. And whenever I have a whole number, I can put that over 1. And I know that this is my slope. So it's rise over run. I'm going to rise 3 and run 1. Both of these are positive, so I'm going to be going up and to the right. So from here, I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, and run 1. That's another point. And you can just continue that pattern until you feel like you have enough dots to make a line. Usually with 3 dots, you're good. And then you would find a straight edge. Trying to do this one-handed. And draw your line. I'm going to set the phone down for a second. All right, there we go. So the line y equals 3x minus 4 would look something like this. And then number 4 says, is 3.25 rational or irrational? 3.25 is a rational number because it is a terminating decimal. Rational because it is a terminating decimal. And then number 5 says, identify the rate of change, initial value, and write the linear equation for there are 20 gallons of gas in the car at the beginning of the trip. Every 2 hours, 3 gallons of gas are used. Remember our integer descriptors, 3 gallons are used is going to be a negative number. So we need to keep that in mind. Our starting point is our initial value, which is our y-intercept. It says we started with 20 gallons of gas in the car. So if I'm looking at the linear equation, y equals mx plus b, b is my starting point or my initial value. So that's going to be plus 20. And then it says every 2 hours we use 3 gallons of gas. That's going to be a slope of negative 2/3. Then we multiply that by x and put that equal to y. This is the amount of hours we drive, and this would be the total amount of gas we have left in the car. So the equation for there are 20 gallons of gas in the car, and every 2 hours we use 3 gallons. Every hour we drive, you multiply that by minus 2/3, and then you have your remaining gas in the car as your y. I hope you guys have a great day. Stay safe during this weather. Bye.